We're done. There's no gates. There's nothing I can do about it. Not famous enough, but solely on this picture here. Where is it? This one. Who's got further apart eyes? Who's got closer eyes? Houston, we have a problem. I can look at the brow bone on this dude. Look at that brow bone there. Yeah, in this one, nothing. It looks like those eyebrows were stuck on. Taped on. Taped on. Oh, let's do Ian Huntley, because apparently Ian Huntley, brown bed. Kate is Cocky Warren, UK crime legend, fails facial forensics for sure. They all do. Ronnie and Reggie Cray fail forensics. How is this one going to pass? It's something they put before us. Ian Huntley's a prime example. Let's go after Ian Huntley, because apparently she died. Today. Let me just get sat comfortable. There were two pictures of Ian Huntley that when I saw them instantly, I thought lesbian. This was one of them. Strangely enough, I instantly thought lesbian. Looks like a woman that used to come in. I used to work in a gay bar. Although it wasn't a gay bar, normal people came in too, but lots of gay people met there, so they called it a gay bar. And this reminds me slightly of the owner, actually, of the pub, but also of a woman that came in, one of the owner's friends. They were very similar looking. You know how butch lesbians have this short haircut and wear men's clothes? They both did that. They walked around and acted butch. This one, I saw that face and it was so soft. And I was like, you're a girl. And bearing in mind, I grew up near these two. Allegedly, someone said that I lived in one of the houses that this person used to live in, him and Maxine. But I don't know how true that is. I lived near Maxine for sure. I didn't see Ian, but I saw Maxine on numerous occasions. The first time I saw him, bearing in mind I'm only a 17-year-old lad. I'm going back 35 years nearly. When I first saw him, I thought, you are one ugly girl. That's what I thought. But what it is my subliminal in me was registering broad shoulders, thick neck, square jawline, far apart, deep set eyes, a wide mouth, low set ears look. I was registering all this as a young man, not recognising it as a man in disguise. I just thought, it's an ugly girl. This is the one that's supposed to have killed Ian Huntley. I'll tell you what though, if they're not cheek implants, they are some wide ass cheekbones. Ian Huntley. Who's the name of this person? I can't remember. Ian Huntley's mother admits, part of me hopes he dies, blah, 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 blah. Saying he's unrecognisable. Double child murderer, Ian Huntley fighting for his life, HM prison. Mental, I don't know what it says, 15% chance of survival. I can't remember this one's name. Convicted murderer boasts that I killed him after Ian Huntley attacked in prison. It doesn't tell me the name of this other killer. I'm sure it's two first names, whoever it is. Ian Huntley is blind, brain dead, and will likely die soon after having his head something. See, I don't believe any of this because, firstly, these two are boys. That's my first problem. I know this one's got closer set eyes than that one. It's just a regional variation. That's all it is. This head is much bigger on Jessica, is it? The parents of those two give it away. I'm telling you now, the parents of Jessica and Holly, go look at them. Huntley, where's that picture? Oh my gosh. Maxine Carr and Ian Huntley. Are these actors playing them? Yeah. Look, wide eyes, close set eyes, long face, small mouth, wide mouth, square jaw, long neck, short neck, fake Adam's apple. Let's go back. Charles Bronson, even the convicted nut job in old prison, I see a woman's face, pink lips, rounded eyes. She got big ears for a girl though. Let's go back. There, these are the pictures that were Anthony Russell. Thank you. 2 first names. You see, I don't think that any of the story. If none of the story is true, then how can this bit be true? How can, right? If Ian and the 2 boys aren't true, then how is this connection story? I've got to accept it as truth as well. There'll be people all around England reveling in it, saying, he got what he deserved, blah, 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 blah. I'll put your money on it. He's on Tupac Island. I'll tell you what, you got a nice 5 head, whoever that is. Detective. Where's your jaw at? Where's your chin? Why is your eyes so close together? Where's your brow bone? I've got major problems with this detective. Tell me why his face is pushed downwards. I'll give you a reason. Because he's female. The 5 head on a woman pushes the face downwards. On a man, it's spread wide. Like on Maxine, it's spread wide. But on this person, it's pushed downwards. Same as Inspector Clouseau. And I've seen it many times. Even the actors that play them look. This one's got the small head, no jaw. This one's got all jaw and all neck look. This is apparently is Ian Huntley's daughter. He's got wide eyes, hasn't he, that fella? Let's come back. Maxine Carr. So every time I saw this person, I thought you were an ugly woman. I had no idea that I was looking at a future Soham killer, as they call them, who killed these 2 boys, Holly and Jessica. If you look at Holly and Jessica's parents, I'll show you now, look. Holly, Jessica. Murders. Imited. I've got a hair in my mouth. So, what's this? Is that what they'd look like now? Is that, look, that might even be them right now. I'm telling you now, that could even be them right now. Unless that's a TV show or something. They love to mock us. Right, parents. There, we're done. Look at this one. You've got to be kidding me. Have the hills got fucking eyes? Look at that face. Where's your jaw at? And when you get them all walking, look, little woman, big man. There's a big man. There's a little woman. Look at them. Look at the size of that big ginger honey monster there. No, they're not even walking, look, and I can see it. But it's when they walk, it gives them all away, look. Straight-legged man with a big neck. Look at the mastoid. Inward pointing legs, close set eyes, big 5 head. Dude here and another little woman on the left. That's a big fella there. There's a huge honey monster in the background there. But there are some great gate pictures of these lot, these 4. The 2 sets of parents. You know, they cause terror and distress to thousands of families across the nation, right, when they do this, when they perform this nonsense on me. Where's that picture of Ian Huntley young? Right, hang on. Let me get rid of that. Holly, Jessica, parents. Might get some more pictures then. There we go. Is that them? It is. And we're done. There's a woman, look. There's a man. And there's a man. Just by looking at the feet. This is a little woman here. There's your answer right there. Even if you don't believe me that these 2 are boys, right? Even if you don't believe that, oh, you bitch. These have all got the wrong gaits. That's a bloke, that's a bald woman, and that's a bloke with a long neck. Proven by the way they walk. With the Yorkshire Ripper, women didn't leave the house alone for 5 years. 5 years with the Yorkshire Ripper. Look at the state of that gate. I don't know who that is. The parents of Jessica Chapman, son of man code. They blast it in your face constantly. Big honey monster, the big ginger honey monster in the background. Look, this is a woman. with the pink lips. I love this new television. Look at those pink lips. So, it doesn't matter who I look at, which of these, whether it be, was it John Benet Ramsey, Holly and Jessica, whoever I look at, it's all the same codswallop. It's a production play. I'm living in the Truman Show, and so are you. And they call it true crime, and because it's UK true crime, you believe it happened, it's true. But look, as above, so below. All the spokes and everything seem to be missing on the big wheel. Every building looks slightly different, look. So I'm supposed to believe that Ian Huntley is this monster, when I can tell it's a girl walking. I did get Ian Huntley. There's this scene here where they're going for a press conference. Maxine, with the massive shoulders, walks like a soldier, and Ian crosses his legs all the way up. Look, the actor's doing it here, look. And I saw that same gait there, Ian Huntley, in this section here. He's dressed exactly the same. Ian Huntley and Maxine Carr's, look, there's your mince and there's your soldier. There's your broad shoulders, look, with your long hanging. Look how far down these arms come. Huntley's barely past his crotch. In this section here is where I got 3, Ian Huntley and Maxine Gates. I don't know if I'm going to find them for you right now. Let me just put Ian Huntley. There's a nice one, look. Look at the gate. Open that. Ian Huntley. So if I'm supposed to believe this this prison story that he's been killed off, the actor's gone, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about actors. We're not talking about real people. That's why when people say, oh, you're cold against Holly and Jessica, it's because I already know that they're actors. I know that the parents, especially this squashy-faced egghead, right? My head does not look like a sodding tic-tac, right? Especially this one. I can tell just by looking at their heads, look, size of the faces, that these parents are all liars. If they're all liars, then this didn't happen because Ian's a girl, Maxine's a boy, and the two so-called children were both boys as well, not girls. Everything's backwards. It's a production. It's a backwards inverted production. Your whole life has been this way. From the moment you got here, and they put you in a cot, they put the sun, the moon and the stars on a mobile and spun them round you. They showed you the truth as a baby, that the sun, the moon and the stars go around you. The earth doesn't spin. Everything around you spins. That's the sensible reality that we live in, you know. Everybody I know lives in an upside down reality where people in Australia are upside down throwing balls for dogs upside down on the bottom of a ball. Explain it to me like I'm 5 years old, because you can't. Ian Huntley, young. Where's this young picture of Ian Huntley? She looks just like a lesbian. She does. What? She must be like 17, 18. This is not it. This is older pictures. But look, absolutely no jawline. Where is you? You should have a right angle bend here. Come on, X. Twitter. Yeah. There we go. You took your time. Square jawline. Shadow casting jaw. My jaw versus Ian Huntley's jaw. Soft, sloping, subcutaneous laser fat. Small dentals. Soft eyes. There it is. Right there. Ian Huntley as a young lesbian. That is the face that I used to see many times. Not his face, but faces like that coming into the gay bar where I worked. Young girls that look like this, trying to look boyish. And it passes. Well, if you don't know, Ian looks like a boy, especially because he's got a deep voice when you meet him. He can grow stubble, and he's got this fake Adam's apple. You're going to think he is a boy, not a girl. You're not going to think that's a girl, are you? But all the signs are there, look. There's no mastoids. There's no trachea. It's just an Adam's apple shape. It should be, if he has an Adam's apple that big, he should have a trachea and mastoids to boot. Narrow shoulders. Sloping jawline, look. And people say to me, I know people that went out with Ian Huntley. I know his girlfriends. His girlfriend's got big jawlines and deep set eyes. Look. You see, this is the bit. This is the bit that punches me. You know, when I know that I grew up in Grimsby. I grew up near these people. I saw Maxine Carr. I didn't know her, but I knew Amanda. Didn't I? Amanda. How many more did I know? How many more did I see and not recognise them? How many of them work in social services? There's a good one. Maxine Carr. Look at Ian Huntley with Maxine. Look. I don't believe any of these stories. I'll tell you what. Right there. What was his name? What, he had two first names, you said, didn't you? Who was it? Who told me? Where is it? I can't remember whose name you said. He's got two first. Somebody Russell. Anthony Russell. Your lips are looking really pink there, Anthony. They really are. So they could be cheek implants. Like I said, I grew up near these people. So if I didn't know what I knew and someone was trying to tell me this, I'd have problems believing it because I grew up near Maxine Carr. I saw Maxine Carr. But you know what? If they did tell me Maxine was a man, I might have actually put two and two together because at the time when I saw Maxine for the first time, I thought, you are one ugly bitch. I really did. Those were the words going through my head. Oh my gosh, who's going to have sex with you? These were the thoughts that went through my head. I was only 17. But all this terror and rage that all these people screaming for real, look, at the trial of Ian and them, it's all wasted. It's all wasted anger, wasted energy. And I think that's what the devil wants, that you waste your life, you waste your time on fruitless things. All the marches and everything that's gone on in the last couple of years, all this, we will overcome, we will, where's it gone? Where has it got you? It's got nowhere. That's where it's gone. And they know this because they control all the parties. They control all the functions. Like the Rupert Lowe thing. I know it upset you, but it's tough. I only have to look at Rupert Lowe's wife to know that Rupert Lowe's a girl, which means he's going to do nothing she is going to do nothing for this country. Until you put a man in power who's got a square jaw, wide mouth, deep set rectangular eyes and a short sloping forehead, until you put someone who looks like me in power, nothing's going to happen. Or a woman. If you put a real woman in power, this is a real woman here, this was a real girl, a nice flat forehead. You put a real woman or a real man in power, something might happen. Well, until that day happens, nothing's ever going to happen. They told you in the song, nothing ever happens. Nothing happens at all. None of these stories are real. None of the control is real. It's all a puppet show. We live inside a Truman Show. Jim Carrey told us. And people are still trying to tell me I've got Jim Carrey wrong the other day with it's a clone. Firstly, I don't even believe in clones. Right? It's just the schematics of it are stupid. Relatives I could go with. Someone who looks like Jim and plays Jim quite well, I could go with that. An impersonator. But that's not what you said. You said it was a clone. You didn't say it was an impersonator. You said it was a clone. And I still don't agree with the impersonator. Have you seen the impersonator? Hang on, let me finish this. Alexis Stone. Alexis Stone. Why is it not coming up? Alexis Stone. Oh, Alexis Stone's a drag queen. Oh, that explains it, doesn't it? Right, let's come back. So Ian Huntley has got this small face, pink lips, lacking a jawbone, lacking an Adam's apple. I've seen the mothers of these people. The big hand. Look at the size of Mum's hand here. Mum's got a bigger face than Ian has. Maxine's got a bigger face than Ian has. Ian Huntley, come here. Close that window. Open that. Back file there. What do you mean there's no Ian Huntley? Shut up, you wind me up. Right, Huntley. Hunt. Search. Hunter Schaefer, Sam Hunt, Helen Hunt. I better spell Huntley wrong. Come on, give me Ian. H-I-J. It's going to be between Hunter and Jeremy right there when it comes. There he is, Ian Huntley. There she is. I made this a long time ago. There's the very gates that we're talking about. Look, it looks like Curtis Warren right there. That same flamingo foot, look. Men don't walk like this. Knees together on Maxine, look. Crossed over on Ian with a shoulder tilt. Maxine stayed parallel. Skull checks all show that it's a girl. Ian Huntley. I don't know if it's EY or just Y. It says that's wrong. I'll go with that's why I didn't find it first time. Huntley. It must be like that then. Is it really? No, it's got to be a E, surely. Right, I'll just put an E in there. I don't care. Huntley. Done. Ian Huntley. Maxine Carr. I mean, Maxine Carr on his own. What a dude. MC33. Maxine Carr. Curtis Warren, CW33, 2 first names. That picture there tells you everything you need to know. Oh, I'll get a big one. That picture there tells you. Look at the hard, cold, staring eyes. Not feminine. He's got that Mona Lisa smile look, that smirk, where he knows something you don't. I know something you don't know. Woman is not Maxine Carr. That's not Maxine Carr, apparently. Looks like him. But again, imposters, lookalikes, who cares? None of it's real. I'm living in Shakespeareville, where this stuff, it passes as the truth. Look at these two actors. Look at the square jaw and the long neck, the broad shoulders. Look at the no neck, the no jaw, and the close set eyes. It's in plain sight. Ian Huntley. I don't believe none of it. I don't believe none of the tosh. This one I've seen plenty of times. This is Maxine's dad. Look at the state of him. Is it Shirley? Shirley Carr. I've seen this one loads of times in Freeman Street. Never realised it was a dude. Straight legs, knees together, massive feet, space between the big feet. That's a dude. Shirley Carr, Maxine Carr's dad, look, in disguise. Because they love to tell you, you're the devil in disguise. Marlo! Oh, yes, you are. Devil in disguise. Here's another one. When I first saw this, Pete Shee told me that this was Jimmy Savile. It was quite clearly this was Jimmy Savile in drag. When I already knew that Jimmy Savile was a girl, just by the shape of her jaw, I knew Savile was a woman. Realising that the serial killers were fake. There's Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile in drag does... we'll come back to you in a second. Jimmy Savile in drag does not look like Myra Hindley. Myra Hindley's got a square jawline, blockhead, widest in the cheekbones, look. Really wide. When you see them side by side, Ian Huntley, look at the close set eyes on Huntley. The widest in the hairline, a widow's peak, the small mouth, the cupid's bow, the sloping jawline, the small ears. This is a man, this is a dude, and Ian is a girl. You get them pictures side by side, it's still not doing justice to them. There's a real good one where it shows them properly. Terrifying, isn't it, when you can see them? So even back in the 60s, the Moors murderers, that was all bollocks. And this one, Rose West. Look at Rose West Cannonball Head. People still believe in Fred and Rose, but I told you all of it's gone down the Swanee for me. All I have to do is look at the policeman. The policeman's got pink lips and a tic tac. Everywhere I look, I see flip-flops. I see lies. This one, another one, Madeleine McCann. Load of tosh. From Jack the Ripper. I'll take this back to Jack the Ripper. He was your first serial killer. He, whatever it is, was your first serial killer. And they've been doing it ever since. Dennis Nilsson apparently killed Horatio's great-great-great-uncle, who was gay, a young gay guy from Scotland. And so is his family involved? I've got no idea. Is it Bamba? This one killed his family for estate money. Fred West buried loads of people under the patio. And yet when I examine all of these people, they've all got the wrong bodies. The people that play them have exactly the same problem. Women with absolutely huge Scottish pine trees for necks. Look at that chin to tie ratio. I don't even have that neck. I honestly don't. My neck doesn't even look like that. Mine's thick though, thicker than that. But I do not have a neck that long. I've seen a couple of guys that I know with necks like that, and it's shocking when you see a bloke with a really, really long neck. But this is what I see. I see liars and deceivers everywhere I look. When I look at the parents, I see the same problem. When I look at the police officers and the solicitors, the lawyers involved, again and again, it looks like Putin. A defense lawyer of Maxine Carr looks like Putin. And the reason is I'm looking at a female skull. There she is. Walks like a woman with a shoulder tilt, look. From Flamingo with a broken knee. It doesn't matter who I look at. All the barristers, all the judges, they're all in on it. All the jurors. The cameramen, the press. They're all in on it. It's a big club and you ain't in it. I ain't in it. I'm just a normal guy that discovered this truth. It shocked me. It really brought me foundations down. It really did. I didn't think after discovering God that anything would shock me ever again. I didn't think anything they could have done would have shocked me, but this literally made me jump out of my skin. Because I could see for the first time who the Bible was talking about. The devil in disguise. I couldn't see it before, but now I do. And people are like, but that's a Masonic book. Yeah, but it has to be embellished around the truth. The lies have to be embellished with the truth. Otherwise it doesn't work.